Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is going to be super fun. We're going to look at what career path is right for you. We're going to look at some of your strengths and just your personality to figure out what career path might suit you the most. I have 5 readings for you to choose from today, and I'm actually using the Queen of Pentacles card from 5 different decks. So when you pick your card, you will also be picking the tarot deck that is used in your reading, and I'm going to give you a close-up of each of the cards so you can make your selection. For reading number 1, we have the Queen of Pentacles from the Modern Witch Tarot, and this is a close-up of the card. For reading number 2, we have the Chancellor of Crystals from the Rainbow Moon deck, and this is it's a little different. It is the Queen, but it is represented here with a male figure, so something a little bit different here. For group number 3, we have the Queen of Materials from the Muse Tarot. For reading number 4, we have the Queen of Pentacles from the Golden Universal deck. This one is gilded, very sparkly. And for reading number 5, we have the Queen of Pentacles from the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, take as much time as you need. If you want to pause the video on the close-ups of the images, feel free to do that. And pick whichever one of these cards you feel most drawn to. If you feel drawn to more than one, then that's perfectly fine too. You might want to watch more than one of the readings. I'm going to go ahead and get started with group 1, and I will leave your timestamps down below. I will see you in your reading. Hi, number 1, if you picked the Queen of Pentacles card from the Modern Witch Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what career path is best for you. We're going to start the reading by looking at your personality and some of your strengths. So that's going to help give us a little bit of insight when it comes to what career path you might want to choose. So let's get right into your oracle cards. We have the Sun, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, you're showing up here as a queen, a page, and a knight. So this tells me that you have been through a lot in your life. You've been through a lot of experiences and kind of like played different roles. You know what it's like to handle things in an immature way. You know what it's like to bring more maturity. You know what it's like when you communicate and when you don't. So it's just showing that you have a lot of versatility and you have a lot of experience. Even if you don't have the years to back up that experience, you're just someone who has been through things and who has journeyed through different phases of life, and you're someone who's overcome a lot of challenges. You're capable of overcoming a lot of challenges. It seems like you use your life experiences to look at problems from a lot of different angles, kind of figure out what the best approach is at any given time. And from looking at this, it looks like you have a wide range of skills and natural abilities. So a lot of talents here. You're a very talented person. With this Sun card, it's like I can tell that you are extremely charismatic. You have the Sun and the Queen of Wands. You're a very passionate person, very charismatic. People are drawn to you. A lot of people feel safe around you too because you have a way of giving people a voice. Maybe people who otherwise wouldn't have a voice. You have a way of bringing people together and making people feel like they belong. I think you're also extremely creative, but I'm seeing from this that you a lot of times might doubt your natural gifts. Kind of wonder if your creative works are good enough. There is something about the energy of these cards, the way that you have a card in the upright and then reverse, upright and then reverse and upright. It makes me think that there is something that you might have been kind of going back and forth on for a while. You might kind of debate what path is right for you and just It's like you can't make up your mind, or like it becomes overwhelming sometimes. You just go back and forth. One second you think it's this, then you think it's that, and then it's back to the other thing. And then like there's a lot of that kind of energy here of not being able to decide. I'm also seeing that you are a great communicator, very sharp, very quick-witted. You're extremely, extremely smart. And I think that if you are to choose a career path that is very difficult, that maybe requires a long course of study, this is something it looks like you can handle. Like you're up for the challenge because you've got the smarts for that. You've got the brain power for it. So if you're doubting yourself in that way, which I kind of don't think that's the main doubt, I think you know you're that smart. I think you know you can handle it when it comes to like memorizing facts, passing tests. It's more probably a matter of if you want to go through an intensive course of study. But I think it's more your creative side that you doubt than like your ability to intellectually understand things and communicate ideas. Feels like you kind of have that down. It looks like you also really have a great sense of humor and have the ability to make people laugh and to brighten their day. Some of you may have been told in the past, this is for just like a select few of you, but some of you may have been told that you would be great at stand-up comedy or something. And I feel like you really doubt that, or like you don't think you're that funny, or you think if you got on the stage you would totally freeze, even though like you're really funny when you're just around your friends and stuff. But it's like, yeah, I think some of you have received that message, and I don't know if you've truly received it, like you actually want to go and get on a stage somewhere, or like sign up for an open mic night or something. But I think you actually would be great at that because you are funny. There's also kind of a star quality here with the Sun and the Queen of Wands here. There's a star quality about you. So it's probably a great assessment that you would be great in some sort of entertainment because people are really drawn to you, and I think the crowds would definitely flock to you. There's just something so intriguing about your personality, and something that kind of makes you the center of attention, whether you want to be or not. It could be that you are an extremely attractive person, because I'm definitely picking that up from the Queen of Wands. Very attractive person. There's something about you that really catches a lot of people's eyes. So yeah, if you wanted to do something that's in the public eye or kind of put you out there in center stage, that could be an option for you. I think you would definitely succeed at that. It looks like you're kind of at a place where you don't know like what you want to do. It looks like you don't want to choose a career based purely on how much that field is going to let you earn. With this Four of Pentacles in reverse, it just looks like you're not wanting to make your decision based on the finance aspect of it, although you recognize the importance of financial stability. It seems like you really value your happiness and your creativity and your passion. So picking something purely based on how much money you can make doesn't really excite you. And you know what? If you follow your passion, the money will follow. That might be something that you're kind of starting to realize. So you don't want to pick something that's you're just picking it because like you could make a bunch of money. And you know what I think what might be the most confusing part for you? Because you are so smart and you're capable of anything, it's pretty much you can pick what you want to do and you can do it. It's not that you will be limited by your capacity to learn and to understand if it's something that requires a lot of study. But you could have been a person who had your eyes set on a career that looked very impressive, that could earn you a lot of money, that would require a lot of schooling. And then at some point you might have realized that's not really what you want to do, that you were really picking that based on maybe expectations from other people, or based on the amount of money you can make, based on a certain status that you could achieve. And then you're kind of like wondering, do I want to go through with that, or do I want to do something that feeds my soul a little bit more than that? That's not to say that what feeds your soul is something that doesn't require a lot of study, but you may have been on the wrong track at some point. And that's what I could be picking up on with this kind of energy of maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this. It's kind of like this back and forth energy, and it could be because of that. But I think that in that case, it's really, you are very blessed to be as intelligent as you are, to be as quick as you are, and to actually have the ability to succeed in whatever field you go into. And at the same time, that does make it hard for you to decide what to do, because you could do anything, but you want to be doing it from a place of true desire and true passion. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of your personality and your strengths. Let's jump into some of your oracle cards and see what type of career would be right for you. So the first card we have is the Sword. Okay. This is really tapping into that back and forth energy that we were just discussing. So it looks like you are someone who finds it really difficult to choose just one career. And that's probably because you are multi-talented, but it's hard for you to choose. So the Sword is about being decisive, about making decisions. And this might be something that you just have to, at some point, just put your foot down about, even though you've been going back and forth. You do have, like we were saying, strengths in so many different areas that you don't know which one to pursue. So this might be something that you've worried about. It's just like, again, I feel like there's this split energy between making money and achieving something impressive, and then doing something that you love. And what you love might be just as impressive, but it might be a matter of you not viewing it as such. You might not think that it's as impressive because maybe it's not quite as difficult or something like that. And another path will make you happy, but it does feel like that path might be, maybe it's a little more uncertain in terms of how much money you will earn in that path. So I just have to say that you really should follow your heart when it comes to this, and don't let anyone pressure you into making decisions that don't feel right for you, because this is something you have to live with for, I won't say for your life, because you can always change your direction. You can always change your path. You can choose a different major or a different course of study or a different profession. You can do that at any point, but you're going to have to live with this decision for the period of time that you are living it. So make sure that this decision is coming from you and not pressure from someone else telling you that you should be a certain thing. You should pursue a certain path. Only you know what's right for you. With this, yeah, I think this page is something that really lights you up. So I want to look into more of your oracle cards, but it really does feel like you have a choice to make here. And that what's hard about this choice for you is that when you make a choice for one, you make a choice and you say yes to one thing, you're automatically saying no to another. It's like when this sword comes down, it really slices this whole picture in half. And if you went with this side, then you can't have this side anymore. And that might not actually be true, but that's certainly how you feel. It's like if you make one decision, then you have to say no to something else. And I just feel like this is something you might not be willing to say no to. There might be something on your mind and on your heart that you're just not willing to say a firm no to, and to eliminate the possibility of. So let's see what other cards you have. We have Community. And we have Vesta. Okay, really interesting energy and a lot of rainbow imagery here. So if rainbows are significant to you, this could be some sort of sign or confirmation. I feel like it's really interesting just to see them coming out in the cards like this. I always think of the chakra system when I think of rainbows. So this could be about you really tapping in, tuning in, and being in touch with who you really are, getting centered about who you are and what you want. With this Community card, I get the feeling that whatever you feel passionate about is something that will impact a lot of people. It's something that will help you make a difference, either in your local community, hometown, or maybe even expand out past that. This is very interesting energy here with Vesta. Vesta really lets me know that you're on a mission to increase joy. You're on a mission to increase joy not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. So this kind of goes back to maybe this difficult decision that you have to make, because your ultimate mission here is for you to feel joyous and to feel happy about whatever career path you choose to pursue. And when other factors are coming into that decision-making process, it can make it a little bit difficult for you to decipher what it is that's going to make you truly happy. I can tell, though, again, from the Sun card and the Queen of Wands card, that you really are in pursuit of joy and happiness. These are both very uplifting cards, and I think you want to spread that joy. So doing something where you can spread that joy, whether that's through laughter, like we were talking about with comedy. You might be someone who performs some sort of comedic act, or who writes something that's very uplifting and joyous for people. That might be something you really want to pursue. I can see how that could be a uncertain type of path, where as like becoming something that's very traditional and that has a track record of paying consistently would be more attractive in terms of financial stability. But it does look like you want to offer some kind of joy. With Vesta, Vesta is actually the second largest and brightest asteroid, and it was named after the goddess of hearth and home and family and the center of a strong community. So it's like really interesting that you have this community card. And also the Queen of Wands gives me that community vibe. The Queen of Wands is like the life of the party, the center of attention, and she's that that center figure that everything kind of revolves around. So she's the one that brings people together, and everyone kind of knows each other through that Queen of Wands. She's a central figure. So whatever this is that's best suited for you, it puts you in the position of being a very central figure. It feels like you want to give of yourself in a way that will benefit your entire community. And this is something that you feel passionate about, and it's something that is like a fire burning inside of you. You can see from this card, there's this fire burning here kind of represents Vesta, and it's about keeping that fire burning, keeping that passion alive. And I think there's a part of you that wants to really do just that. You want to keep the passion alive. You don't want it to be, you don't want that flame to be kind of like snuffed out. You're definitely a person that was meant to shine. So that flame should definitely be kept alive in you. It's a part of you. Like, it's such a part of you that I think separating that from you would be very detrimental to your soul. It would feel like death to your soul. So whatever you want to bring the sword down on, whatever decision you want to make, definitely don't separate. Don't bring that sword down between you and that passion, because it seems essential to your very essence. Let's grab a few more cards. We have Council of Light. This is divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. This is another card that really makes me think of community. And then we have surrender. So I can release my need to control. Yeah, I feel like that surrender card is perfect here, because whatever this is, there is going to be a sense of surrender when it comes to it, because I do think this is a decision that might be a little difficult for you to come to, but it's almost like you know the answer from the beginning, and at some point you just have to give into it, and you just have to surrender to it. So for some of you, you may be called to work with children. There is a lot of childlike, very fun energy here with the Sun card, with the Queen of Wands. I could see you being a teacher and having all of the little ones all around you, again, putting you in that position of being the center of attention, the person that everyone revolves around. It feels like you have just such a beautiful, bright, uplifting energy that children would like to be around you, and you would like to be around children, because children are a whole lot of fun, and I think you like to have fun. You like to keep things interesting. It seems like, too, with this energy of you being kind of like the center, it puts you in the position of almost being a guide. So this might extend to some sort of work as a counselor. that might be like a guidance counselor. I am still seeing you a lot in like an educational field. That might be something that's really important to you. It would really serve the community. And it could be for some of you that you want to teach a less traditional subject. Like it might be that you want to be an art teacher, or just something a little, maybe a photography teacher, something like that, not like a math teacher. It totally could be that too, but it might be that you're very clear on the fact that you want to teach or guide and lead in some way, but it's just the subject matter that might have you hung up. As we have discussed, this could be an artistic pursuit in some way. It could also be, like we were just saying, like teaching some sort of art, but there's definitely artistic vibes here. And I do get the feeling, again, from the Page of Cups, that any kind of creative force that comes from you is the thing that you're questioning and doubting the most. So that might be an indication that that's the thing that's the closest to your heart and that you really do want to pursue. I'll tell you that you were born to lead. Queen of Wands and Vesta energy, totally born to lead. So whatever this is, you're going to be a leader in some way. There may be kind of an element of some sort of outreach center or an art gallery or something that you want to open. With this leadership energy, it feels like you might be paving a kind of new path in some ways. Like this might be something where you need to open up your own fill in the blank in order to accomplish this. Like you might open up your own outreach center that has never existed before, and now this is a place where people can gather and can be helped. And it was not in existence before. People could not receive this sort of help before you established this, and now they can. This could also be like an art gallery or something. Like this is something that serves the community, and it's a place where people gather and it enriches everyone's lives in the community, but it's like it may not have existed before you established it. So there is kind of this feeling of you maybe needing to blaze a new trail. That might be because whatever you want to do is a little bit outside the box, and there's just no good way for you to fit it into the confines of what has already been established, like in your world, in your community, in the minds of the people around you. There could just be this element of like, I'm just gonna have to start the gallery or the outreach center or whatever it is, or like open up this place where I can teach this thing that hasn't been available to the community thus far. There's kind of the feeling like that. I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up starting your own business. And for you, I don't really get the feeling that you would choose to start your own business necessarily because you feel so called to be an entrepreneur. I think you'd be great at it, and you probably know that, as we were talking about with all of your different skills. But I don't think that your main goal necessarily is to be an entrepreneur, but it's that your main goal might be to create something that has never been created before. And you kind of have to, like, you kind of have to go out on your own and start something new, because this vision of yours isn't going to fit into what is already in existence. I think it is going to require you to surrender a little bit, but it looks like you are a born leader here, and that whatever it is that you choose to do is going to have a really great and meaningful impact on everyone around you. I do, again, get really strong teacher vibes, but there's so many different professions. And of course, this is a general reading. So you have to kind of like take these things and apply them to what you're thinking or what might fit with you. There's so many different ways that you can teach or that you can lead, but it looks like these are your greatest strengths, is like this ability to communicate ideas and to bring people together. And if you have a bit of an artistic side with that, and you can wrap that into this wonderful package, I think you'll be very successful. And maybe the worry about not being able to support yourself doing this, I think that worry is going to fade away for you. And I think it really should fade away because you are so incredibly capable that I feel like you'll find a way to make this successful, to where you don't have to worry about if you can support yourself or not. I think you're going to come up with a creative way to make this something big and something meaningful, at least enough to sustain yourself. Like it might not be your goal to be rich, but you do want to be successful and to not have to worry. And I think you're going to accomplish that with whatever this is. So I think I will leave it there. Beautiful reading. You are so talented. I'm very, very impressed by you. I think you're going to be successful no matter what you choose to do. So thank you for hanging out with me. If you liked this video, if it resonated for you, please don't forget to leave me a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe if you feel like doing it. And I will see you again really soon. Bye. Hi, number 2. If you picked the Chancellor of Crystals, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what career path is best for you to pursue. We're going to begin this reading by looking at your personality and some of your strengths. So we'll find out what you're really good at, and then that can help us get more clues about what would be a good career path for you to pursue. So let's get right into your tarot cards and see what we have. We have the World, the Knight of Cups, the Chancellor of Daggers, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and Divine. This is High Priestess energy. Okay, you are definitely a person who is great at dreaming up new ideas, new possibilities, reinventing yourself, and really gifted at reinventing circumstances around you. So you can really make a lot of change. It feels like you are a highly intuitive person with this Knight of Cups energy here, and also this High Priestess energy. Your intuition is on point. So you might pursue something where you can kind of use your intuitive abilities a little bit, but I feel like you use these all the time very, very naturally. You might not even realize that you're doing it. You are someone who is extremely compassionate when it comes to just being gentle and being understanding with those around you. You demonstrate a lot of compassion to all of the people in your life. I think no matter what role they play in your life, even if they are an acquaintance, you're still extremely empathetic and compassionate toward people who come into your orbit. You're just a nice sweetheart, it looks like. You know, the energy I'm getting from this is like you're really good at making things beautiful. So that could point to an artistic side that you have. You might love to decorate, or you might love to like apply makeup or style hair. It might not be anything so precise like that. It might be, because I am picking up on this too, that you're just really gifted when it comes to seeing the beauty in others. So I think you're someone who can notice unique qualities and really appreciate differences in people. You might have kind of a love and a passion for a lot of different cultures, and just appreciating like different traditions, different forms of dress, different languages. That can be another area that you excel. You might be really gifted when it comes to learning new languages. It looks like you also are somebody who's able to see things very objectively and bring a lot of clarity to situations. This is sort of interesting and opposing energy, and I think this makes you very, very special. With this Knight of Cups energy, we have this more artistic side, this side of you that is a little bit more abstract in a way. Like you can thrive in abstract areas of thought. You can be more artistic. You can operate in an area that's not so like clean cut, not so cut and dried, not so logical in a way, more subjective. But you also have this side of you that allows you to have a lot of clarity, and it also kind of puts you in a leadership position. You are showing up here as the Knight and the Chancellor, which is Queen energy. So it is mature energy, and it's energy that takes action on things. I think that you are someone who would be great in a leadership role because you are really smart. And not only that, you're very honest and you can be quite decisive when you need to. So you have a way of pinpointing the problem and knowing what to do to fix it. You can really look at any situation and bring a lot of clarity to it. You can find the area where it went wrong, what needs to be tweaked, what the plan is for the next time. It's very easy for you to do that. And I feel like for you, this might be a matter of combining that skill with a more artistic pursuit, if that's something that really jumps out at you as what you want to do with your life. So again, I'm going back to this idea of like you styling something, like being involved in the fashion industry in some way, or in the beauty industry in some way, or some sort of design. It's like you can walk into a room and say, well, the problem is the bed is in the wrong place. That's why this room doesn't feel right. The bed needs to be on that wall. Or what would really bring a lot more character to this space is if we painted that accent wall. Or, well, the issue is your shoes don't match your purse, or whatever it is. It's like you can easily decipher what the problem is. And the reason I use those kind of examples is because I do think that there's an artistic side to you. So you might use this ability to kind of like figure out exactly what the problem is in a more artistic form. But if you don't resonate with that side of like the artistic side that I am picking up on, then you might just kind of live in that more logical side of yourself. Like you still are very precise and can pinpoint a problem and can know exactly what to do to fix it. You just might use that in different areas. You might use that in writing, which is another very artistic form of expression, but I feel like if you are a writer, you might not even see it that way. Like you see it as a very precise endeavor, and you know, like, this is what's wrong with this sentence. I'm going to fix it. But yeah, there's something about you that you can really figure out exactly what needs to be tweaked, and you can come up with the method to do that. So you're very efficient at everything you do, and you get right to the point, and you get things done. Like you're somebody who will really get stuff moving, get it done, get it checked off the list, get on to the next thing. You're extremely gifted when it comes to researching and getting all the facts in order. So if there's like something that needs to be looked into, and like I'm feeling like you're that person that plans the trip. Like you're going on a vacation with your friends, and you want to know like what there is to do, or how much it's going to cost to get there, or what the best form of travel is. Everyone's going to be kind of looking to you for that information, because you're so good at digging up these little facts and organizing everything in a way that people can understand, and in a way that it's easily accessible so everybody can reference it. So you're really, really gifted when it comes to that. It's like you have a nice balance of emotion and logic when it comes to making decisions. So you put a lot of thought into everything that you do, and you will use that emotional side of yourself when necessary in your decision making, and you will use that very logical and reasonable, level-headed side of yourself when necessary too. You know how to balance those two out. This Eight of Wands in reverse is really letting me know that you don't rush ahead until everything is right. So if there's something that needs to be researched, if there's more information that needs to be gained, you're not going to just rush into decisions. You're going to make sure that you have a full view, a full vision of what the goal is before you make any move. So it's very thoughtful, it's very methodical. I think you do this in a reasonable time frame, because we were talking about like you get things done. So it's not like you hang in this area of needing to make a decision for too long. You are able to compile all of the facts, to do your research, and to get the information you need in a timely manner, and then you use it to make sure that you're making good choices. I think people look to you for that. They depend on you for that. They might run ideas by you because they know that you make good, sound choices. There's a really high quality to everything that you do. There's a thoughtful, crafted, and meticulous, perfected nature to everything that you do. Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. I think you'd be good at a lot of things, and I think that you again are highly intuitive. The World card could suggest that whatever it is that you want to do could have like a huge impact on a global scale. So that could be true, and there's a lot to sink our teeth into already, so a lot of possibilities. Let's look into your oracle cards and see what information they have. So we have the Poet. Okay, for some of you, this could literally be that you write poetry or you're a writer of some kind. We had already kind of touched on that, and it does seem like a really great mix of your creative side and your logical, pragmatic side. So for some of you, that's it, and that's your best course, is to be a writer of some sort. It makes sense. You are very creative and artistic, and you have this romantic kind of side to your personality, and then you're also someone who's really good at communicating ideas and compiling facts. So if that doesn't say writer, I don't know what does. Of course, you have a lot of different options. So this card talks about feeling deeply and at the same time not being afraid. So you're someone who speaks up for injustices in the world. We were kind of talking about this with the Knight of Cups energy and the Chancellor of Daggers energy. You feel and you're very compassionate, but you also are a great communicator, and you're not afraid to stand up and to speak out. So if there is an injustice happening right in front of your face, you are someone who will speak up. You could be someone who speaks up through writing, through poetry. It could be any form of writing. You could write articles bringing attention to certain injustices. So maybe being a journalist would be a great idea for you. You could also write poetry where you're kind of approaching that injustice or that social issue that you want to bring attention to from a more feeling, emotional, compassionate way, and really helping people to tap into the emotion of what's going on in that area. Really interesting. I think you are definitely someone who gives people a voice. People who have been oppressed, people who have been disadvantaged in some way, you give them a voice. The Poet shows deep honesty and reflection. So yeah, it really, yeah. It's funny that this card is like it's kind of the perfect way to sum up this Knight of Cups and this Chancellor of Daggers energy, because it really is about feeling and then about doing something about it. So back to that intuitive nature that you have, feeling your way through things, kind of just getting an intuitive knowing about something, and then knowing exactly how to pinpoint what to do to fix it. Another area that's kind of standing out for me is maybe going into law of some kind, where you can speak out for social injustices and make a difference. That seems great for you. It seems like you do want to make a difference. I think your compassion makes you a perfect candidate for this. So just that compassionate energy. Let's jump into more of your oracle cards. We'll see what else we can get, but I do think this Knight of Cups energy and that compassion, it could point to kind of a career in law. We have protection, and we have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yes, with this protection card, also with the patience card, I am feeling a sense of like, that a legal field might be the perfect blend of all of your skills, because I think that through practicing law, you could provide that protection for others. It's like you do want to do something to help people that haven't necessarily always had a voice. And it's like you could create change through some kind of legal field. I also get from this Patience card, and also from the Eight of Wands, that this is that about that meticulous nature that you have, and you have the ability to work on the same project for a really long time. And that kind of like makes me think of a court case. So court cases are things that can go on for years, and there's again a lot of writing involved in the legal field, writing up different briefs and presenting information to people, so really compiling facts and a lot of data. But it can take a long time to see that change, and it feels like you have the patience and like you have the consistency to stick through it, to see it all the way to the end. If it's something that's going to impact people on a greater scale, if it's going to bring about the change that you feel passionate about, you will stick with it. And I think that that is an area where you demonstrate a lot of patience. The funny part is I'm kind of like picking up on, maybe some of you don't feel like you are patient at all. And it's like, I think you have patience when it comes to certain things, and in other ways you might be extremely impatient. I think when it's something that matters to you, if it's going to take a long time, I think it's like you'd rather it happen fast. But if it can't happen fast, then your next best course of action is to make sure it happens at all, and you'll stick with it. We've got 2 more oracle cards. Let's see what they have to say. We have Trust the Niggle. So this is what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you. So this is about just that that inner knowing, that part of you that kind of knows and feels called, pulled, and drawn towards something. It's kind of bringing me back to this High Priestess energy, and just kind of the idea that you are highly intuitive. So you probably already know what this thing is. And it's just a matter of trusting that, it's a matter of trusting yourself, really. It's a message to follow your heart. And it's about kind of bringing all of the different parts of yourself together. If you look at this card, you'll see that she's actually showing up in 3 different ways. And I think for you, this career path is about bringing together a lot of your different skills and your different gifts and putting them into one thing, letting yourself express on all levels, but through one path. So as an example, it doesn't have to be this, but like we were talking about in the legal field, if you are able to notice that there's an injustice, you feel compassion for people, you kind of use your intuition to guide you towards these issues, and you use this sensitive part of yourself to feel deeply, and then you start doing something about it. You start using your patience and your meticulous nature to do something about it. You pinpoint the issue, and you use these very logical and objective parts of your brain to compile information, to communicate ideas, and to push for that change. So that's just one example. We could kind of do the same thing with the poet, but it just shows like you're using all these different facets of yourself to come together and do something that really feeds your soul. Let's look at your last card. We have Sun. So this is source energy. I think the Sun card is really appropriate, especially when we're talking about feeding your soul, because the Sun really represents that source energy and that life force. So this is, whatever you choose to do is going to be something that feels like it breathes life into you. I feel like you're not going to be able to do it unless it breathes life into you. You might not even find the patience to do it unless there is that kind of reward on the other end. I think that for some of you, this could be a field that you want to go into that's highly competitive or requires a lot of schooling, and that it's a little bit daunting to you. There's just kind of that bit of doubt coming through. It's going to require you to utilize all these aspects of yourself like we were talking about. So it could be that you might think that some of these are at odds with each other. Like you have these certain giftings, but you don't see how they come together into one thing. But it seems to me that you're going to figure that out. Figure out a way to use that more tender creative side and compassionate side and mix that with the more logical side of yourself. What I love about this Sun card is the Sun card says, The sun's light shines through the teacher, the actor, the lover, the leader, and those who use their enthusiasm, warmth, and charisma for a common good. So this really shows you stepping into your light and taking center stage. And it shows me that you're going to have a lot of success at whatever you do. This could be an indication as to some other professions that would be great for you, teacher, actor. I think you are born to lead, like to pave new ways for people to think about things. And so I think whatever it is that you do, it's going to change people's minds, and that's the most important thing to you, whether you're communicating through some form of poetry, or you're acting in a film or in a play, or you're bringing about social change. You're going to change the way that people look at things, and I think that's the most important thing to you. So wow, I'm very, very impressed by you, and I think that you really will come up with a way to combine all of these ways that you're gifted into one thing. And I think for a lot of you, that really is that you have a really creative side to you, and you have such a deep feeling side to you, but you're also extremely logical. So it's actually a beautiful combination. It might be a little confusing at first, but it's a beautiful combination. So I think that's all that I see for you. I'm going to leave your reading here. I really enjoyed hanging out with you and reading your cards. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it and leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you feel like doing it, and I will see you in another video sometime soon. Bye! Hi, number 3. If you picked the Queen of Materials from the Muse Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading where you're going to find out what career path is best for you to pursue. We will start this reading by looking at your personality and your strengths, and that's going to give us some clues as to what would be best for you to pursue. So let's jump right into your tarot cards. We have the Magician in reverse, the Two of Emotions, Two of Cups, the Four of Inspiration, or the Four of Wands, the Wheel in reverse, and the Six of Materials. Okay. I think that you are a person who has felt like you have so much potential. So I feel like this reading is already maybe taking a little bit of a different turn, taking on a bit of a different energy than I expected, but this is likely a message that you need to hear, so let's go with it. It looks like you are someone who has felt like you have a lot of potential. I think you're also a person who has questioned whether or not this potential is being maximized. So you might kind of have felt like you're lost sometimes. You could have felt at times like you're at a bit of a standstill when it comes to your career, or when it comes to making decisions about your career path. And that might be because you have so many options that it's hard for you to see which path to take. You might also allow doubt to creep in from time to time and wonder if you have what it takes to pursue what's truly calling to you. So let this reading be a sign to you to trust your intuition and to allow the universe to guide you step by step to sort this out. I feel like you might be a person who's experienced a lot of setbacks in your life, circumstances that were completely out of your control, but might have made you feel hopeless or like you weren't progressing the way that you should. So if you are feeling like you are a bit behind, there's a message here that divine timing is at play, and that spiritual alignment is at play, and that even if it feels like you are behind, or like you wish you had made up your mind by now, or you wish you were further along on your path, there's a message for you to trust that everything is happening in perfect timing for you. There's a lot of messages coming through from your guides, and I just want you to know that if this is something you have struggled with, or if this is something that's made you feel inadequate at times, that you are worth so much, that your contribution to the world is so important, and everything is happening exactly as it should for you. Do not worry. Don't worry about this. It's going to unfold for you very, very naturally. Your guides are telling you that everything has happened perfectly for you to end up exactly where you are right now with the experiences that you have under your belt. So those experiences are what allows you to connect with others, and even what allows you to give to others. I am seeing here that you are a person who values deep connection, meaningful connection, and it's there's a message here that like you wouldn't be able to connect on this deep level, and you wouldn't be able to feel with the capacity that you have if you had not experienced everything that you have gone through. So it was important to shape you and to help you grow into the person that you are today, and you're still growing and evolving. I love this Four of Inspiration right in the center of your reading, because I feel like your guides are taking this opportunity to really point out a lot of what you have been through, and a lot of how you could be feeling when you arrive at this reading. But this is a real this is a very encouraging message. So whereas with the other groups, we've looked a lot into just like the personality or skills, in your case, I'm seeing that too. We'll discuss all of that, but it's like you're getting a lot of messages from your guides, and they are messages of encouragement for you. So the Four of Inspirations, or the Four of Wands, can really show that after a period of a lot of setbacks and disappointments, that there is massive growth and expansion coming. And I love that this card is right in the center of your reading, so I can't ignore it. It feels like it is the most important message here, is what you're going to be looking forward to. But there is definite acknowledgement of what you have come from. Those setbacks have shaped you into the person that you are, and the person that you need to be in order to step into this next phase of your life. You are so giving and so generous with your time, with your resources, with your heart. In your case, your story is going to become your purpose. That's the message that your guides want you to know. Whatever you have come through to get to this point is going to reveal itself as your greatest purpose, as your life's work, as the thing that you are the most passionate about, and the thing you have the most experience in and the most to offer. So it's like you would not be able to show up and to give everything that you want to give if you had not been through the experiences that you've been through. You wouldn't have a clue as to how to help somebody if you hadn't been through it yourself. It looks like you are very gifted at helping people overcome some of the very challenges that you've faced in your life. This is personal to you. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life in terms of your career is personal to you. It is super, super close to your heart. I feel kind of choked up, you guys, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I feel like this is deep. This is a lot of energy, and this is a source of a lot of pain for you, but it's also a source of a great deal of growth and expansion, and it makes you special. It makes you stand out. You have something very unique to offer, something that only you can offer. So your life this far has been on purpose, and I just want to tell you that. Let's look into your oracle cards to get a clue as to what profession might be right for you, what career. So we have the Father. Okay. this card makes me think of strength and wisdom and leadership. So whatever you do, you're going to be using your strength, you're going to be using the wisdom that you've accumulated, and you're going to be leading others into a better place, a better, brighter area of life. This is what we were just talking about. So if we think of the Father as the most gentle and loving form of the masculine, I feel so choked up in your guys' reading. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can get through this. If we think of the Father in its most gentle and loving form, the Father is a stable figure. The Father is a nurturing figure, a loving figure, a figure that challenges us, that pushes our boundaries. I know that for a lot of us, that role of father might not have necessarily been fulfilled. For you, you may not feel that you had this father figure in your life. But what you are going to be is this figure. You're going to be the source of wisdom and inspiration for others. You are going to do something that really helps to push people to grow while providing that support and safety net at the exact same time. Whatever you're going to do, it's going to have a lot of meaning, and it's going to impact people on a very, very deep level. I think that you're going to be really supporting people and helping people see their way out of their life circumstances. So if they find themselves in circumstances that are extremely challenging for them, you're going to be that person that can help them see how they can get out of that situation, how they can move on to the next phase. You are the best person to teach people how to do that, because you have experience yourself in doing just that. Let me grab some more of your oracle cards and let's see what else we have. We have transformation. That's exactly what we were just talking about. We have death. So this card says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. This is so much heavy energy, you guys. It's a lot. The career that is, I feel like I can't even, I can't nail down a particular career. I can tell you what is going to be important about whatever you are doing. And that is that you are providing guidance, that you are helping people grow and transform. You are doing something extremely meaningful. I want to just bring out the rest of your oracle cards and look at them all at once, because this energy is really heavy. It's overwhelming, and it's just like whatever you're doing is so significant that I don't want to miss any part of it. We have Starseed, what lights you up? And we have Mars, motion. You're definitely being encouraged to pursue whatever this is. And I feel like you know what it is, because it's going to be based on the experiences that you've had in your life and where you think you're able to help people, to guide people, where you think your voice is an important one, like where only you can speak on the matter. It's something that you have personal experience with. So you're going to be working in a field where people come to you and are transformed into a whole new version of themselves by the time they leave your presence. I am picking up on, for some of you, this might be like life coach, coaching in some way like that, like helping people improve their life, helping them see their way out of circumstances like we were talking about. This could, of course, be a counselor. I get a little bit of a different vibe, but you might be called to pursuing a career in psychology that can go right in line with life coaching. But I do get more of the like life coach vibe from this, areas where there might be a particular group of people, a particular community of people that you feel you can really help because you have overcome the challenges that they face. But like I was saying, people are going to be transformed. So other things that are coming through are things like being a personal trainer, transforming people physically. This might also bleed into like physical therapy. So you might be looking into a career in physical therapy, or as a nutritionist or a doctor. And I feel like for a lot of you, this could be something where you want to help people transform their health. So for some of you, your health could have been the concern, could have been the challenge or the setback that you faced, and this can be physical or mental health. So you might find yourself in a field where you want to help people live their most vital, healthy physical life, or to really get a hold of their mental health so that they can live their happiest, most uplifted life. So these might be areas that really call to you. But most importantly, it's just that you are someone who's going to help people transform and overcome their challenges. I feel like people are reborn after working with you. They feel like a brand new version of themselves after they work with you. What is so apparent to me is that you were put on this earth to experience whatever it is that you have experienced, so that you can serve others with that knowledge. So your best clue as to what your the most fitting career path is for you is to think about what has challenged you the most in your life. What has been the hardest thing for you to overcome? Maybe you're still working to overcome it, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to figure this out right now. You don't have to be in the position to guide others right at this very moment. But it's something you know you're going to overcome. It's something that you face every day, and you have to figure out a way to overcome it so that you can be in the position to live your best life. That's going to be different, of course, because this is a general reading. That's going to be different for everyone. But it is your clue. Where have you been the most challenged? What do you feel the most passionate about? What do you have something to offer? In what area do you have something to offer? And that is your best course of action when it comes to your career, when it comes to your profession. Because it's just the thing that is going to be so valuable and so rewarding to you, and it's going to help so many people along the way. You got this Starseed card, what lights you up, and I think for you, what lights you up and what you feel passionate about, it's something you were like put here to do. Like you came here on a mission, and I think that mission might have included some of these hardships and these setbacks, which sucks. And I know that does suck. It sucks to even have to go through that. But I think when you emerge on the other side of it, you're going to have something really special to give. And people are really going to value what you have to say. So, yeah, I feel that you are a healer in some form, whether that's in the traditional way that we think about it or not. But I think you heal areas of people's lives. What I really love about you having this Starseed and this Mars card on the other end of your reading, this is something that's really encouraging. Like your guides are super encouraging you to take action on this, to pinpoint that thing that lights you up, pinpoint the thing that is most important to you. And also, you guys, think about this in terms of just what you have to offer. Like, even if you're not helping people transform in the ways that I've mentioned, like maybe you're not going to be a doctor or a physical therapist that is helping people actually transform in their bodies. Maybe you're transforming people's minds. Maybe you're introducing them to new ways of thought. And that's in however you best express yourself. So you might have some sort of artistic outlet that allows you to express yourself. And if that's the case, then that's where your voice can serve the most good. But you're really being encouraged to take action on this. So if there's been any hesitation, this is about taking action. It's about believing that you have something to offer in this space, whatever that space is. You have something to offer, you have something valuable, and it's about taking action. For some of you, that first bit of action might be to heal yourself and to figure out what this is that you can contribute. Maybe you aren't aware of that right now. So that's the first little bit of action for you. But once you've done that, you have so much to give, you have so much to offer. So this Mars card is encouraging it. what this energy is going to do is it's going to take this Magician card and it's going to flip it in the upright. You are very capable and you have everything that you need. I think that circumstances have made you feel like you're a bit set back. So just taking action in this right direction and using this emotional side of yourself with this Two of Cups is going to just help you so much to help people grow and to perform that transformation. You're going to be like the poster child for the transformation. You're going to be your greatest success story when you have healed yourself. You are your greatest success story. So this might be that you've healed yourself through some sort of changes to your diet or some type of way that you exercise, and now you're going to help and coach people along that path that you've already been on. You are going to be your own body of work in a way. You're going to be able to show your success and what you've been able to achieve just by being yourself. And as I said before, Four of Wands, massive expansion. So I think this is something that you're going to be very, very successful at. It's going to come from such a true and authentic place that you cannot fail. Like there's just no, failure is not an option here. You can't fail. I think that's all I see for you. Super emotional reading, you guys. So I'm really sorry for getting kind of choked up, but there was a lot of energy coming through here and it was all very, very beautiful. So I think I will leave the reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this video resonated for you, if you liked it, don't forget to like it and leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you feel like doing it. And I will hopefully see you again really soon in another video. Bye. Hi, number 4. If you picked the Queen of Pentacles from the Golden Universal Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. We are going to find out what career path is best for you to pursue. And we're going to begin the reading by looking into your personality and some of your strengths, because that's going to give us some clues about what path might be best for you. So let's jump into your tarot cards. We have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. I love this energy, actually. I couldn't stop smiling laying these cards out. So I really do love this energy for you. You are a person who is not afraid to go out on a limb. You're not afraid to take a chance. So this is really kind of fun and refreshing energy here. You have the Fool, and the Fool is the ultimate adventurer, the ultimate chance taker, and always kind of sees things, sees the potential in every possibility and just really isn't afraid to take a chance. So that is something that's coming through about you right from the start. You're also someone who is extremely independent. Very, very independent. You're not afraid to go your own way. Like, you will do your own thing if need be. You might even just prefer to do your own thing, but you certainly don't wait on anybody. You don't wait for anyone's permission to do anything. You don't wait until somebody's willing to go along with you. You do your own thing. You do what makes you happy. You are also a person who lights up any room that you enter. All eyes are on you. All attention is on you. This is whether you want to have that be the case or not. I always think it's interesting when I see this Queen of Wands energy, and I know that like people are so drawn to you. And I always wonder, do you want people to be drawn to you? Some people love the attention. Other people are just doing their thing, and their thing is so good and it's so interesting, and it's just it's so intriguing that they attract a lot of attention whether they really want to or not. You might be someone who dresses very interestingly and that really like catches people's eye, but it might not have anything to do with that at all. It's certainly your personality, whether you have an interesting way of presenting yourself or not. It's your personality that really grabs people's attention. You are definitely a go-getter. You have a strong drive to achieve your goals. You are not someone who's willing to just sit back and wait for life to happen to them. You kind of like have your eyes set on what you want to bring into your life, and you are determined to do that. So you'll go out on your own, and you'll have a lot of hope and optimism when you do that. You'll do whatever you need to do to make it happen. So you might be a little bit of a risk taker. I don't know if you view yourself as a risk taker, but I know that the people around you certainly do. So that's kind of just personal, whether you, every time you're about to do something, if you feel those nerves or not, because I think a lot of you don't feel the nerves. You don't feel scared when you are out on a path that would scare most people. You don't feel that fear. And some of you do, and I think you still pursue your ambitions. You feel the fear and you do it anyway. I think either way, you're doing it anyway. I think that for you, you might not feel like you're taking a huge risk, because I think, in your opinion, the bigger risk feels like ending up miserable. So even if you have to go out on a limb about something, even if you have to kind of try something new that no one else has ever done before, do something that's against tradition, it's like you weigh your options out and you think, well, I could be miserable for the rest of my life, or I could try this thing. And to you, being miserable for the rest of your life is always the scarier option. So in that way, I think you aren't viewing yourself as a risk taker, because you think the biggest risk would be to just settle for less. And that's what a lot of people do. You've probably watched people settle for less and you think, well, that's scary. Me going and trying to do this thing here that could potentially like provide so much for me, or fulfill some of these wishes and dreams for me, that's not very scary to me. Not having that would be terrifying. So I think you just view things a little bit differently, because you are extremely brave and you might not even recognize your own bravery in a lot of ways. You're really not afraid to try something new if it has the potential to lead to your joy and fulfillment and happiness. I think at the same time, you're also your own harshest critic, but I think that you keep a lot of your doubt or your insecurities to yourself. With this Nine of Swords energy at the end of your reading, I do think that sometimes a little bit of doubt or fear can creep in, but it's like, I think you present this really strong and confident persona, and if you are feeling a little bit like you're uncertain about how something is going to pan out, I think this is the kind of stuff that you tend to keep to yourself. And you also tend to be pretty hard on yourself in terms of what you can accomplish. Like, you set really high standards for yourself. You set really difficult goals for yourself, and you go after them. And I think a lot of the time you achieve them, and that kind of builds your confidence. And I think that kind of eliminates a lot of fear for you. I just get the feeling that no one's going to tie you down. This independent energy is really coming through strong. Nobody's going to tie you down. Nobody's going to hold you down. Nobody's going to tell you no. Nobody's going to stop you. It's like, tell you it's impossible and you're going to do it just to prove somebody wrong. That is the feeling I get from you. So you don't want to be chained down. In terms of your profession or your career, I can tell you don't want to be chained down. Or chained at all to any kind of profession. You don't want to feel like you are a slave to any job, whether it's a job you're doing on your own terms or not. You don't want to feel like you're a slave to it. You want your time freedom. You want some flexibility in everything that you do. You want a little bit of spontaneity. You want to be able to adventure and do your own thing, be creative and be sociable, and not feel like you are chained to a desk. I feel like that would be miserable for you. You want to have good work-life balance, and I think if you don't have that, you will go absolutely crazy. So there's a lot you want to do. There's a lot you want to pursue. There's like places you want to travel, things you want to experience, and although you're willing to do the hard work, you don't want your whole life to be the hard work. You want to have a little bit of fun, and you want to keep that balance. So that's kind of an overview of just where you are. And now let's look into your oracle cards and see what we have for you to kind of get some ideas about what would be a good career path for you. Okay, if I can figure out which way the card goes, we have the box. This card is really about, for you, this is about how outside the box you are. This is about whatever it is that you're going to be doing, it's outside of the box. You are a free thinker. You are somebody who wants to stay that way. You don't want to get yourself locked into any kind of career path that's going to feel like it stops you from being able to think freely, like it stops you from being able to experience things that give you new ideas. So you are outside of the box with this, whatever kind of traditional career path. Like, you're not going to take some kind of test and have it spit out an answer about what job you should do. No job that comes out of no job that comes out as a result, or that's spit out as some kind of result on like an aptitude test or something, no job will fit. You will always want a different answer. And I think that's because you cannot be defined like that. You're not really going to do anything that's that clear. You don't really want to do anything. If it's on a list of possible jobs, then it's probably not for you. You challenge the usual way of doing things. And I think you want to earn money in an unusual way as well, in an unconventional way, in a way that allows you to create the kind of life that you want. And I think that's a life that's different than what most people experience. So you might even have the desire with this Nine of Pentacles here, you might have the desire to earn more money than people typically earn. Like, you might kind of have like a yearning for a more lavish lifestyle to be very successful in what you do. If it's not that you are really passionate about earning a great deal of money, then I think you're just really passionate about earning money in a way that allows you to create a life that you want. So if that life is that you want to travel and you want to have a lot of freedom, you might not need to be absolutely rich, but you want to have enough money and you want to be able to earn it in a way that allows you to pursue what you want to pursue. So you might want to have more freedom than most people have in their typical professional life. So I definitely see you as someone who will strike out on their own, who will build their own business, and who it's like you work for yourself because it's almost like you have to, like no other job would fit. You build a business that works for you. So if you are a person who likes to work at unusual, unconventional times of the day, then you'll do that. If you're a person who wants to be able to just stick your laptop in a bag and work from anywhere in the world, then you'll do that. Whatever it is that works for you is what you're going to do. Now, for some of you, this could come from your desire to have a family. So maybe you want to raise a family and you want to be present for your family, and you don't want to always be gone at work and always have to like hire a babysitter or drop your kids off at daycare. So you have this desire to create an unconventional way to earn money, something that you can do in your spare time, or something that you can do while your kids are at school or while they're napping or at night, that allows you to stay home with them. So for some of you, this outside of the box thinking might have been prompted by your desire to be present for your family. I think that the most important thing here is that you don't want to live with any regrets. So you're really going to go for it. Like, you're really going to try to do whatever this thing is. You don't necessarily need for someone to have gone ahead of you and to show you the way. You're going to figure it out on yourself. And you're noticing that you don't have to repeat the choices that that your family members have made, or that your friends have made, even that you've made in the past. You may have found yourself chained to a job or a profession that you absolutely could not stand, and that didn't give you the sort of freedom that you wanted, and didn't allow you to feel like you had the ability to shape your life. And now you're like, I don't have to do that again. I can make a different choice. I can go on a different path. So this might be a little bit of a reorienting of how you view things and what profession you're going to be going into. But you're doing your own thing. Like, we're going to look into this more, but whatever it is, you're doing your own thing in some form, one way or another. Let's see what else we have. We have embracing. And we have regret. Oh, that's what we were just talking about. You don't want to live with regret. I think there's a part of you that's like, this might be crazy. This might be really, really strange, and maybe it won't work, but the worst thing in the world would be if I regret my whole life or how I spend the majority of my time because I decided to go with the prescribed path. I decided to follow in the footsteps of everyone else and do what everyone else does. And I don't want to regret my entire life. So yeah, that is crazy. We have break the chain. This is the same energy. You might come from, wow, okay. This could be a matter of you coming from a family that like expects a certain thing from you, or that everyone has gone into this certain field or profession and you're expected to follow that, and you are wanting to like pivot, put your foot down and do something different. This can also be about just breaking patterns, like ancestral patterns. So this could just be that you've never really known anyone in your life that has chosen this alternative path, and you are going to be the first one to try that. This could also be that you are going to try studying some field that is unusual, like in your circle, that you don't know anyone who has taken anything like this on. I think the most important thing about this reading is whatever you're doing it because you want to, and you're doing it because you think it's going to give you the life that you desire. So even if it's not going to provide all of this freedom, or if you don't feel like you have this entrepreneurial spirit that's coming through here, it might be that you are still striking out on kind of an unknown path, maybe a path that people haven't shown a lot of faith or belief in when you have expressed your desire to pursue this. But you are you're doing away with the old ideas, and you are all about your idea, whatever your idea is, whatever's outside of the box for you. You are going for that. Let's look at your last oracle card. You have North Node, and that is all about the future. So yeah, you have your eye on the future. You are concerned with the sort of life that you're going to be able to create for yourself. You're not overly concerned, I think, in a lot of cases, with the particular career necessarily. It's more like how it overall ties into your life as a whole. You're looking at your life holistically, and you're looking at having some sort of balance. So you're really heading toward a place that your soul longs to be. And yes, there is an entrepreneurial spirit coming through. Either way, you want a job that gives you some freedom. I think that's true for the majority of you. I think that this might be something where you work remotely. This might be some kind of job that even if you do have to go into an office occasionally or something like that, it's something that provides you a lot of freedom, a lot of time freedom, so that you can travel and so that you can switch up your surroundings every now and then. This might be a job that requires a lot of travel, and that's what you love about it, because you can do this job from anywhere. I am picking up for a lot of you that you might be into some career in social media. You might be interested in becoming an influencer of some kind, or being on some kind of platform where you have a large audience. You might be interested in travel blogging, or like starting an Instagram where you take beautiful pictures from all different locations in the world. I think there's something about your life that you want to be luxurious, and there's something that people want to watch. Like you draw a lot of attention, this Queen of Wands energy. If you were to start something where you like you were on social media, you wanted to grow a following, you would be extremely successful at that. And you're also really good at making things look very luxurious. It might be just because you have a way of living a luxurious lifestyle, but if you were interested in traveling and snapping photos and showing people like what you were wearing and where you were, this would be great for you, because I think you have a way of presenting things to people that makes people dream. It makes people aspire to have this life, to be as brave as you, to go out on this path. So there is a bit of bravery here, even if you don't see it. I think it's something other people recognize in you. But whatever it is that you're doing, it is outside of the box, whether that's outside of the box for most people or outside of the box for like your friends and family members. But I see that there's fearlessness here, that you are going to go out and chase down your dreams, whether you have approval or not, whether you have support or not. I hope you do. But even if you don't, you are going to be your own support system here, and you are going to encourage yourself to really go for it, to really create the life you want, and to make sure that you have a life that's rich, that's balanced, and that you didn't feel like you just worked your whole life at a job that you hated. That's certainly not in the cards for you. So I think I will leave the reading there. That's all I see for you. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. Really fun energy. Loved this energy. I love an outside of the box thinker. So we're right there. We're right there. I see you. I see you and I like it. If you liked this video, if it resonated for you, don't forget to like it and leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And hopefully I will see you in another video sometime soon. Bye. Hi, number 5. If you picked the Queen of Pentacles from the Light Seers Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. We are going to find out what career path is best for you. And we're going to start the reading by looking at your personality and some of your strengths, because that's going to give us a clue as to what type of profession would be best suited for you. So let's go ahead and jump into your tarot cards right away and see what we can find out about your personality. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Ten of Pentacles, a lot of earth energy here, and the Six of Cups. Okay. I'm actually like, I want to say this is impressive energy. I feel impressed. Let's get into it. You are definitely somebody who is a forward thinker. You are always planning, you are always thinking, you are always moving ahead. You're always looking for ways to improve and grow. I'm also getting the sense that you are a very tactile person with all of this earth energy here. So you might be really good with your hands. There might be something that you do with your hands, that you make with your hands. It just seems like you're a person who really values like that solid earth energy, and you like to really create and manipulate things with your hands. So that might resonate for some of you, but I am getting like there's a very physical nature to the things that you enjoy. I think that there is a part of you too that's really, you're willing to work through your craft. So you always want to get better. Even if this is something you've been at for a long time, you might be viewed as someone who's an expert. I just get the feeling that you have some kind of hobby, or you may have already made it your profession, but there's something you do that like you're super good at, and even if you're viewed as the expert at doing this thing or making this thing, you're always looking for ways that you can get better, or you're looking for new ways to create this thing that you create all the time. So you're not someone who gets stale and stagnant when it comes to like just believing you're the best. It's like you're really good, but you're always growing and getting better, and you'll learn from anyone. Like even if somebody has less experience than you, but they have a new way of doing something or a new way of looking at something, you're willing to learn from them, which is really beautiful energy, and it shows a level of maturity. I think for some of you, you enjoy working with plants, and you might feel particularly connected to animals as well. I'm really picking up on that energy. So there might be something that makes you feel grounded about gardening or about caring for houseplants. You might live in an area where there's a lot of nature all around you. You might have a lot of pets, but it feels like there's kind of the desire for you to stay grounded in that way and to really experience the 3D world with all of your senses, but especially with touch. Kind of an interesting energy. I think you are a person who, you seem very level-headed. You seem like you give good, solid advice. Like people go to you for advice. I think you care deeply for those around you, and you're somebody that's dependable. Like in terms of showing up for people, but also in terms of giving good guidance. Like you're a sure bet. Like if someone's not sure of what to do or how to feel about a situation, they can call you, and it's a sure bet you're going to give them some good, solid, level-headed advice. So you might be someone who talks people down off the ledge quite often, helps them to see that it really wasn't that bad what that person said, or maybe they meant it like this, or like you're that friend or that family member that can really talk sense into people. I think you form a lot of very meaningful bonds. You care about the people who are close to you. I think that you have a lot of strong bonds with your family, or you have the desire to build strong bonds with a future family, like a family that you're going to create and raise. I think that you enjoy having a support system around you. And I think you enjoy serving as a support system. So you might be a part of a larger community. It might be important to you to establish these connections with people, whether that's your family members, a large friend group, or like a community where there's a shared interest. I think that you will gravitate towards situations where you can be near people who are like-minded, people who like to engage in the same sort of activities, people who are kind, who are supportive, who are caring and giving. I think that kind of lights you up. I think you're the type of person that might choose to have less connections if it means that they can't be like what I just described. Like if the connections can't be meaningful, if the people can't be genuine and true and kind and compassionate, then I think you would rather be around fewer people or spend time by yourself. I think you're someone who can spend time by themselves, and if you don't have those connections, you might choose to go that way, because I just think that the quality of relationships around you is very important to you. You seem like you really are in tune with your gifts. It seems like whatever it is that you are great at and the things that you excel at, or that come naturally to you, you're just very clear on what they are. You know what you're good at, and you know what brings you joy, and you spend your time doing that. You kind of just give me the vibe that like you make it look simple. It might not feel simple to you, but I think this is something people admire in you. You make it look really easy to live your purpose and to explore the areas of life that you want to explore, and to perfect your skills in certain areas. You're just so clear on who you are. You can't be swayed by outside forces very easily. Very stable energy. I also pick up on the fact that you're just a really friendly person. You're just a really nice person, and you're going to be really friendly and very warm and opening to anybody that comes around you. I think for you, your opportunities really lie in your gifts, So these areas that you excel at are also the things that are going to most easily support you monetarily. So if there are just areas you feel really drawn to, things that you're just good at them, like you don't seem to question them. If you identify something that you're good at, then it's easy for you to just pursue that. And I think that that's your best course of action in terms of being able to provide for yourself financially. Just do what you're good at. Just do what you are called to, what comes naturally to you, even though that might not seem like the flashiest thing to do, because to you it's simple. It just comes so easily to you. I think your best course of action, your quickest way to finding the success that you want is through pursuing your natural giftings. Let's look into your oracle cards and see what else we have. So we have the Vision. I love that for you. This card really talks about how we were all born with a unique vision or a destiny, and that we forget it the moment that we're born. And I think that the energy I was picking up for you is that for you, you remember. I don't know if this was a journey that you went on to come to a place of remembering like what you came here to do, what your destined path is. This could have been a process for you. Maybe there was a time that you did forget, but I think that you are in a place, or you're coming to a place where you absolutely remember. And that's kind of the energy I was picking up on. You know who you are. You know what you're great at. And that's going to be an asset to you when it comes to choosing the right profession, the right career for you to go into. I feel like whatever you choose to do, it's going to be, it's going to feel like your calling. It's going to feel like your destiny. And I think that's because you just are so on path for this. So you'll know what it is because you have a feeling about it. You have a feeling that it's your truth. You have a feeling that it's your destiny and that it's the right journey for you. I think you'll feel like you're on your soul's path when you're doing this thing. So it might be something that you actually physically do, and you just feel so at peace while you are doing this. It could be that you make something, you craft something, you feel so at peace, you feel so in flow when you're doing it. That's how you'll know that it's right for you. I think that for you, finding your purpose just brings you so much joy, and you feel like you're in total alignment. So as you're able to kind of grow as a person, you're going to help others grow as well. Let's look at some more of your oracle cards. We have Miracles. I love this. I love the cards that you I just love the cards that you're getting. I think that this thing that you are destined to pursue does feel like a bit of a miracle to you. It feels like it's just so right, like it's so on path, like it's so on your soul's journey. We also have growth. So I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. That's that energy of you helping those around you expand as you expand. I feel like when people watch you, when you're like in your zone, when you're doing whatever it is that you do that lights you up, that's that feeling of ease that I was picking up on. You make it look so easy, and you actually really inspire people to kind of create that for themselves, to find something that lights them up like that, or find something that they are so naturally gifted at the way that you are. It's just inspiring for people to watch that. I want to pull, let's get all your cards out. So you have 2 more oracle cards. Let's get them all out. This is Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That is the perfect energy for what we were discussing. I think this does have to do with you feeling like you are on the right path, and you're gonna have to trust that. Like I was saying before, this career path might come down to being something that is so natural to you that you don't view it as special. You don't view it as a gift because you don't have to try hard. But don't be mistaken and believe that because you're not having to try really hard or strain in this area, that it's not the right path for you. That means it is the right path for you, because it's most certainly something that other people wouldn't be capable of doing, something that other people would find challenging. It can be hard for you to see that because it comes so naturally to you. We also have Gemini cross-pollinate. So this Gemini energy is really interesting. Gemini kind of is connected to or rules over the lungs, the shoulders, the hands, and the nerves. So the hands, that's jumping out to me right away because we were talking about you being very tactile and doing something or creating something with your hands. And this Ace of Pentacles card even has this close-up of hands here. So I do think that this career path for you is something most likely where you can use your hands. The idea of massage therapy is really jumping out at me, something where you can really help others, you heal others, and you're using your hands to connect. This kind of, to me, also ties into this idea of Gemini energy being connected to nerves, this idea of massage therapy. I do think that there is a lot suggesting that you are a healer of some kind. Of course, healers come in all forms, not just in a traditional or medical sense. There's a lot of different ways to heal people. If there's something that you are good at or you feel that you create something that's very therapeutic for people, then that's definitely the way that you should go. Other things that are jumping out to me are like a veterinarian. We were talking about a connection to animals here and like having that really strong connection to earth. So being a vet might be something that kind of stands out to you, working with animals. And then also any kind of medical field, anything where you can really show up as that healer. So this might be in traditional medicine. In this reading, I get more of like an alternative medicine vibe. I get kind of like some kind of natural healer. So maybe a naturopath or like homeopathic medicine, or just going into some alternative form of medicine, but it certainly could be traditional medicine as well. I am also seeing for some of you, you might love to cook. This thing you do with your hands might be cooking, and that could be a very important message for you, cooking or baking. So you might be looking into becoming a chef or working as a cook somewhere, maybe opening your own restaurant. I think that for you, doing things that you can really make a difference in, you can see the difference, you can see the physical difference, the physical change that you have inflicted upon something. That sounds bad, and I don't mean it that way. I mean, like, you can transform things with your hands, and I think it's very encouraging and very inspiring for you. I feel like there's a different word I'm looking for there, but I feel like it's just something you get a lot of enjoyment from. Watching how you can transform things with your hands. So that might be, it might be making, there might be something that you do make, you craft or build with your hands, and you kind of watch the raw materials go from one form to another form. Like in cooking, you're taking all of these ingredients and you're combining them in different ways and creating these beautiful dishes. So I think that there is something there for you about this tactile desire to use your hands. Other things that are jumping out to me are things like a yoga instructor. We were talking again about Gemini energy being connected to the lungs, so that automatically took my mind to some kind of like breath coach. You could be a breath coach in terms of exercise in yoga. That also makes me think of like a doula that is coaching mothers through giving birth. Something that is something so physical, something so material, something so 3D, bringing new life into this world. That might be something that you are drawn to. So maybe being a doula, a midwife, a pediatrician. Yeah, there's something about working with your hands and doing something that feels so material and so substantial, something you can really grasp onto and sink your teeth into. It's like you like to affect things, you like to change things, and you like to be able to see exactly what has changed from what you have done. So you're definitely going to gravitate toward careers where you can see a a real meaningful physical change. Like things are affected by you being there, by you doing your thing. I think also there is a bit of passion and this is something you feel inspired to do. You feel very inspired to do it. So you are very passionate. I think that it's important for you to like know when your work is done, and that's kind of where that tactile nature is coming in. Like you want a sense of completion when you get done with your work, and you want something that gives you that sense of completion, maybe even every day. Like you can look and say, that's what I worked on today. That's what I accomplished. I made that thing, or I made these things, or I healed this thing. So yeah, I just get kind of like an earthy, nurturing energy from you, and that can expand into so many different areas. That can be working like with your hands in the dirt, like growing plants. And I just think like you get so much satisfaction. That's, I think, probably the word I was looking for earlier. You get so much satisfaction from growing things, from nurturing things, from building things, from transforming things, and healing people or animals. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful energy. You are definitely multi-talented and very on your path. Like you're very sure of who you are and what you have to offer. And I love that energy. It's like, it's very confident, but it's like you don't even know you're confident. You're just so lost in doing your thing that you're not worried about whether you're confident or not. You're just moving forward. Love that. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I loved reading your cards. If you liked this video, if it resonated for you, don't forget to like it and leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you feel like doing it. And I will see you again in another video sometime soon. Bye.